Welcome to Game Design. Good morning, gamers. I want to talk to you about our first summative project that we're doing in game design. It's called Favorites Project, and the Favorites Project is basically you're creating a presentation on something you know a ton about. It's your 2 favorite games of all time. The job here, and I shared this with you, so make sure you open this up when you're done and take a look at it. Watch this video first and then take a look at what this expects. You're creating a multimedia project showcasing your 2 favorite games of all time. So 1 physical game and 1 digital game. Presentation should walk us through your game as if we've never heard of them before. The presentation should be engaging, interesting, explorative, and unique. You'll present to us in a multimedia presentation. Your presentation needs to have the following things, and I created this checklist for those of you that like to follow along and make sure you have it. You need to have an introduction. So something in it that introduces who you are and the game itself. And then you need to have a physical game and a digital game. So a physical game could be anything from like hockey, soccer, basketball, Monopoly, Risk, Ticket to Ride, King of Tokyo. Whatever is your favorite physical game, it's a game you can actually touch and play. And then we want to know your favorite digital game. That's your favorite video game or your favorite cell phone game. So you're going to need to think of those 2 things. At the end of your presentation, you need to recap and review. So something like, now that I told you all about my games, I hope that you check them out or try them. So something that really brings it all back around. It's a debriefing. Then we use that creative method that I mentioned in my first video. You're calling attention to your game. You're reviewing all the parts and pieces of your game. You're educating us on the history with special facts or stories behind the game. We want to know those interesting facts. If you watched my first video, I hope you did, where I talked about the pretzel, you'll need to go deeper and deeper and find out information like who created Monopoly, or did you know that originally Chutes and Ladders was called Snakes and Alleys or something like that, and it was considered satanic some places. Some people actually wanted to ban the game because it was so scary. So anything like that, we need to know about it. Like maybe your favorite game is baseball. Has anyone ever died playing baseball? So you need to do research to find unique or interesting facts about those kinds of things. Tell us why. Give us the story of your favorite game. Why did this actually happen? And then you're going to want to integrate multiple forms of media to show and explain to us what you're doing. So like if you do Monopoly, find some commercials about Monopoly, or find something that kind of explains how to play Monopoly. Visuals are really necessary in this, so make sure you have pictures and good text. We really want to make this the best presentation you've ever made. And then make sure you pay extra special attention to the presentation, like what are your teachable moments? What makes us say wow when we're watching your presentation? So yes, you're picking your favorite physical game and your favorite digital game, and then you're really wowing us. So one person actually created like a Quizlet, and we had to go online and fill out all sorts of stuff and answer questions at the end. So you can do however you want. You want to make your presentation as unique as possible. And I'm actually going to have you present kind of like how I am doing. You're going to use your phone and film yourself, and then you can send it in. You're going to present on your favorite game. So you need to start thinking a little bit. One thing you're going to do is you're going to create your whole presentation, and then you're going to get yourself set up somewhere in your house, and you're going to film yourself presenting it. Now, how long should these be? They should be long enough that they're awesome. I'm saying probably somewhere between 5 and 7 minutes. And you really want to do a great job of explaining both your games and taking us through the whole deal. So you could set up a TV like this. I used my laptop, and I used an HDMI cable, and I hooked it up this way. Or you can just hold your Chromebook up and film yourself doing it that way. You'll submit these things and make that happen. I have an example here. Mine's really bad. It's just an example to kind of just give you an idea. So let's just say this was my presentation. I would say, hey everybody, I love playing games. And 2 of my favorite games of all time, I'm about to explain to you. They are Ticket to Ride and Paperboy. So my first physical game is called Ticket to Ride. I love this game. So it was created, you play with different trains and you put different things together. You have to select different colors to conquer basically the United States and get the longest track, and the first person to 100 wins. Here's a video explaining about the game.
of the table and give each player 45 wagons of one color. Place the pawns on the victory track. Then shuffle the train cards and give each player 4 train cards. Place that deck next to the board and flip over 5 of them. Shuffle the destination cards and give each player 3 cards.
Just giving you an example, everybody. And so you could see that I talked about my game and then I showed some multimedia to explain my game a little bit further. I want you to go way more in depth with this. This is just a quick overview of what this could look like if you wanted to get a D or an F. So I'm giving myself a D or an F on this because it really is not much information at all. I just wanted to show you kind of what the format would look like. And then I'd move on. So then my favorite digital game when I was little, I used to play on Game Boy, and I used to play on Nintendo, the original NES. This is Paperboy, and Paperboy is super awesome. You go ahead and you are this paper driver, and you go along and you try to deliver papers all week long. Your job is to go as far as you can through, and each day you're given a route. So here's the route that you get. And all the colored ones are the ones that you have to throw the paper to, and the ones that are dark are ones you don't. And so your job is to deliver papers, and then you can also smash up. So this one I need to get to, yes, I got it. And this one I need to get to, yes, I got it. And this one I need to get to, and I can just smash up the windows if I wanted to. This one I need to. And at the end, there's an obstacle course. It's really cool. So, gamers, check it out. You are creating a multimedia presentation about your favorite 2 games of all time. Your favorite physical game, that's a game that you actually physically touch, board game or sport. And then your favorite digital game. Maybe it's your favorite video game or it's your favorite cell phone game or whatever. You are creating the best presentation you've ever done before. You can use eMaze, you can use Prezi, or you can just use a Google slideshow presentation. You'll want to embed your movies and things into your video. You'll want to do tons of research and find out as much as you can about the sport. Maybe you've always played football, but you didn't actually take time to study the history of football. So we want to know the history of your game. We want to know why it was invented, who invented it. We want to know what company produced it if it's a video game. We want to know what system it's for. We want to know all the stuff about it. So your job is to research as much as you can about your favorite physical game and your favorite digital game, and then put together a presentation. Once the presentation's done, set yourself up and present it. Presentations should be somewhere between 5 and 7 minutes. If they go a little bit longer, that's okay. Somebody did one on Dungeons and Dragons last semester, and it was amazing. And it lasted about 20 minutes, but it really gave us an in-depth look at D&D. So it's really up to you. I've seen tons of these presentations before, and everyone's done them, and they've been successful with them, and you can do them too. So if you have any questions, you'll email me. This is your favorites project. I want to show you one more thing. It's called the Creative Chart. So your presentation should call attention, review parts and pieces, educate us on the history with special facts or story behind the subject matter. Audience must be engaged and taken on the journey. Tell us the why, the what, and the how. Integrate multiple forms of media to show and explain. Visuals are necessary. You should have YouTube embedded. You should have Prezi, email, Google presentation, capture the audience, and elucidate us. And then any special additions to your presentation, those teachable moments, those little stories, like maybe the moment you got your first game and how exciting it was, or when you played it for the first time. So this sheet is going to be shared with you also. I want to show you one more thing. This is the tip. So lean in a little bit closer. I want to teach you how to set something up in a presentation. Let's say you're opening up a presentation. So you'll go to your drive. You're going to do new. You'll open up a Google slide. It might be a little bit hard to see this, but at least if you just follow along and listen, you'll be able to understand. Let's say I want to put a video in. If I go to Insert, I can go to Video. So I go up to Insert and I go to Video. And then it wants me to put a YouTube link in. So I go to YouTube and maybe I found that video. I'm going to YouTube. I want to find a video on Ticket to Ride because that was my favorite. So Ticket to Ride, here we go, the board game. So here's a video here, how to play Ticket to Ride. Click on this. I'm going to get the shared link here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to my presentation. I'm going to drop that link right into here, and then I'm going to post it. There it is, and I select it. Boom, now I have a video in my presentation. Some of you already knew this, some of you didn't know this. The cool thing is that I can make my video full screen like this, and so when I'm presenting and I click to the next page, my video will automatically start. And how do I do that? I go to Format Options, and then over here I can hit Auto Play when presenting. I can also decide when I want my video to start and when I want it to end. I can use the Start and End button there. And so this is just a tip for making a good presentation. Alright, that was your favorites project. If I go to my unit plan, one of the big things I have here is creating that first project. I have it right here. It's called Favorites Game Project. What is your favorite physical game of all time? What is your favorite digital game of all time? Presentations must be engaging, organized, use multimedia, audience focused, and geared to the person who has never heard of the game before. I want you to be able to understand what we're doing. So you're creating a presentation on your 2 favorite games. You're good to go.